Hello and welcome. Tonight on the show, we are the Undercover Club. Tuck us in. We're going to have some jalapeno ranch from our favorite hometown gas station, Sheetz. We are so excited to have you. This is Soft Spoken.
And we're back. We are Soft Spoken, with a podcast detailing your favorite sauces, dips, and condiments. My name is Adam, and I'll be your host, and I'm joined here this week by my co-host, Tori.
Hi there, hello, and how are you doing? My name is Tori, and this is Soft Spoken, and of course, delighted, over the moon to have you here. And to my right, the co-host and friend, back from the edge of singularity.
He loves edging.
E.
Edging E.
Welcome, E.
I'm here. I'm glad to be here.
What did you witness in the nether realms?
Icy, cold darkness. Oh, wait, that's just outside.
Dude, that's your walk, because you don't shovel your walk.
No, I don't.
Why?
And now it's time to catch up with the hosts.
Time to catch up.
Because I pay a monthly fee for that, so I ain't about to shovel it.
But you pay it to yourself because you are the condo, maintenance crew or whatever.
Nope, I don't do snow.
Excuse me, the estate.
You don't do snow, you don't do windows.
Don't do bathrooms, apparently.
Hey, self-burn! Very good. A very good self-burn. Well, you did mention getting back to our roots, blah, blah, bblah, weather podcast. You did
bomb
mention...
cyclone coming in this Friday. Wait, do we ever talk about that?
What?
No, we talked about that later.
Bomb cyclone?
What
yeah,
the
there's...
heck?
What are you talking about?
There's a potential for a blizzard this Friday on the Northeast. There's a northeaster that was wrapping up around. I don't even know if that's what they're still predicting. That was earlier this week.
A nor'easter.
Yeah, nor'easter.
A bomb cyclone?
Yeah, that's what they call them because it's a bombogenesis or
They
something.
got these goofy ass names.
Yeah.
What does this mean? A bomb cyclone. Come on.
Bombogenesis?
It's weather. It's weather. Just listen to the weather guys.
They
love to talk about this shit.
Yeah,
you
right.
on?
And they're always right, too.
What are you on?
They're always wrong, which is hilarious.
What are you on?
Bomb
The
cyclone
life.
shit.
Oh,
The
boy.
good shit.
Well, aside from the weather, Eric,
Bomb cyclone OG.
aside from being cold and cyclone bombing outside, how was the rest of your week?
It's been pretty good.
You're picking stuff out of your tight teeth. It took you a second to respond there.
And to think about it. How has my week been? I don't know. It's Thursday. Been working. Got a new program at work, which is cool. So learning some new software.
Is that hooked on phonics?
Wow.
I'm not there yet. Got to work my way up to that.
There's probably lots of people who don't even know what that is. Is that still a thing on TV, hooked on phonics?
You got me, dude. I haven't had cable in 12 years.
Yeah, there used to be back when us grandpas were wee lads, there was a commercial on TV, and it was advertising a reading program for delayed students, much like Eric. And
Nice.
And it was the way of teaching you by learning phonics. They would say hooked on phonics, and I think that they didn't have a mascot. It was the Phoenix. The Phonics Phoenix or something like that.
You got me.
You are the one who paid attention to this more than any of us out here at the table.
I remember a little kid, missing teeth or something. Hooked on phonics worked for me.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
okay.
what I remember.
Okay,
but I don't remember any mascot
too.
or nothing.
I feel like there was a Phonics Phoenix because maybe I'm just making that part up. Eric can check that for the show notes. But
Sure, I'll look into it.
He's on it right now. Best guy on the job.
Oh, he's on something. All right. What about the rest of your week, Eric?
I was late today for work, but that's probably because of some fun activities I'll let you talk about last night, Adam.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I took a girl home last night, and I was late for work this morning.
No, I mean, honestly, even the partying last night, or I don't want to give it away there. Subtle spoiler. I got home at 10:40. I should have gone, no, it was 9:40. I got home at 9:40. I should have gone to bed immediately, and instead, watched a little YouTube.
How much is a little
brushed
YouTube?
up.
What time did you go to bed, Eric?
I got into bed by 11.
What time
I
did you go to
tossed and
sleep,
turned,
Eric?
I don't know, 12:30 in the morning. I have to be up at 4 and 4:30 in the morning.
It's less than ideal.
Damn.
Wow.
So my alarm went off, and I hit what I was supposed to hit was snooze, and I hit off.
Oh no!
And
Nice.
that was that. And the next thing I know, I woke up. It's 10 minutes to 6. I'm gonna be late.
Very smooth.
I know we went over this a million times before. So you wake up at 3:45 or whatever
I wake up
ass
at
time you wake
4:30
Quarter to
to
2.
be at work. To be at work at 6.
Okay.
Give myself 90 minutes to.
Now, refresh the listeners. For listeners that don't know, how far do you live from work, Eric?
Oh, can I say 25 miles?
You know where
anyone
I'm going.
believe me?
25 miles?
You live maybe
live 2.5.
0.25 miles from
Yeah.
work. Yeah. So bear with us here, but tell the listeners, why does it take you 90 minutes from the time you wake up to manage to meander into work?
I like to hit the snooze. I'm definitely a morning shower kind of guy.
That's not waking up then.
No, it's not really waking up, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't crawl out of bed usually until
Tori, I wake up
till.
after the 15th time I've hit snooze.
Yeah, 15
That's the
times.
worst sleep you're
It's
getting.
8:45, but I wake up at 4:30. Damn it! I'm just restless the whole rest of the time. I'm miserable.
Get my shower, make hot tea, cook some breakfast. You know, it's my morning
What's the
routine.
key? What's the key activity? What's the key thing that you're holding off telling
that's right.
listeners?
Checking my
You
emails.
check your emails.
No, I actually don't.
It takes you an hour to check your emails. That when the last time you were asked this question, you said it. You had to check your emails, and there was some speculation going on that maybe there was some other nefarious activities going on instead of emails being checked.
Which just isn't true, but
If
yeah.
I thought you were savvy enough with the internet to navigate to a free pornography website, I would believe that could be happening. But I know you better than that.
So at least you know I'm not savvy enough for that. That's right.
There's not porn on the internet, Adam. Don't be ridiculous.
You know he's not on meme sites.
That's for sure.
Yep.
The internet
Very
is
true.
only good for Wikipedia and, you know, finding out when restaurants are opening or closing
Reading
or
your
mapping.
magazines
you know.
online.
Yeah, my magazine's online.
That's right.
And Kickstarter. Oh, God. Oh, I almost forgot about Kickstarter.
Oh,
For crippling addictions.
how could you? How could you forget?
Oh boy. Well, that is a week.
Certainly,
We'll
is
wrap-
7 days.
We'll wrap back around. I don't really think there's any. We don't need to keep teasing this. It's not that exciting. People are going to be dramatically underwhelmed. We went to Dave & Buster's last night. That was the big reveal. We went out for someone's birthday. We had a few drinks. We had I had 2 plates of nachos and a dinner. We played some games, and that was it. It was nothing that absurd.
No, it was cold out. I mean, leaving there was like, it was pretty crazy. Like the level of frozen that my car was.
The level of cyclone bombing going outside.
Yeah.
Nuclear cyclone bombs in the distance.
We all agreed that, like, you know, the certain road to get up to the Dave & Buster's was
Bizarre.
less than ideal. A little bizarre, yeah.
They've
This
revamped it. It's annoying.
weird roundabout that some of us went backwards or through or you know, straight through it or something. I don't know.
But
Yeah, that
yes,
mall's
exactly.
all different now. That's crazy up there. I haven't been up there in years. That's so different.
we're referring to, for listeners that may be in the Pittsburgh area, this is the Northway Mall?
Correct.
Okay,
Northway
yeah.
Mall. What used to be the most bitchin' mall in the city, bar none. I don't care. Don't
Really?
at me. Oh, yeah. That mall used to be so cool. It had a really cool dollar store. It had this ice cream store that was fantastic, fabulous. It had this Rock America. You get all types of goofy, like, rock band shirts, like music shirts. Had an old cigar shop. I mean, you could spend all day in there. At least I could. I mean, it was tailored for me, at
You're
least.
going back 15 years, right? I mean,
Easily.
this must have been way
Oh,
before
easily, yeah.
Adam and I were ever in Pittsburgh.
This is when they had the food court and that pizza shop. Oh,
Huh.
man, that pizza shop was so good. That's gone now. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was the place to be.
Well-
I've always known as a shell, a burnt out, nothing good
Yeah. Okay.
shell.
So I was going to say, I mean, like, from my perspective, I used to go up there before there was a Dave & Buster's. There was a pool hall called Fox and the Hound.
Right.
They had $2 Tuesdays. You get any beer for $2. So I used to go up there and smash Guinnesses.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll be quite honest with you. They revamped it and they built this new Dave & Buster's where the Fox and the Hound used to be. But they also took over a part of the mall to build the Dave & Buster's, was what we were discussing last night. Because it's much bigger inside
Oh, it's enormous.
than where the Fox and the Hound used to be. But I'll be quite honest with you. You guys wandered out the back entrance of Dave & Buster's into the mall. That is the farthest into that mall I have ever been in my entire life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've never been in there.
Wow.
I've only been in I've been in some of the stores that were on the outside, but I'll be quite honest with you, I didn't even realize there was an interior mall there. I thought it was just stores all around the outside. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they really butchered the hell out of that mall. But, man, back in the day, that was what's
It was
up.
popping.
Yeah, that was
Huh.
the place.
Malls in general, they don't even like malls in general aren't much of a thing these days, really.
That's true. They
Yeah.
haven't. I think the Ross Park Mall still does pretty good business. Anyone in Pittsburgh is very familiar with the tragic story of the Century 3 Mall.
Ooh.
See, I loved Century 3. I thought that was the coolest mall. No,
It was a cool mall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the architecture of the mall
It was
cool.
just so
Yeah.
dramatically overbuilt for that area. It's got
Yes.
too many competing malls to ever be a thing. Now, it was this massive, gargantuan, 3 or 4, or maybe 5 stories, towering mall. And I went in it maybe the year before it closed, and there was 4 stores open in the whole thing, and it was like a surreal experience.
It's very surreal.
I don't know if the listeners or if you guys are familiar with the concept of liminal spaces.
Love it. I love that shit.
I love that shit too. That is like one of my favorite like spooky artwork aesthetic things. I actually want to get some of that like framed.
Nice.
Liminal spaces. I love that shit.
Not familiar with that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's super cool.
I know you don't because it's an internet thing. But have you ever seen that meme of like the back rooms where you're trapped in like the beige hallways and shit? That kind of reminds me of Eric's house sometimes. But
not enough fluorescent lighting.
Eric's house would be one of the exciting segments of the back rooms.
It does have that yellow tinge to it, though.
I know. It seems like if Eric wasn't in here, it would be a spooky place to be.
You just brighten it up.
The Nerd Palace for listeners.
You do, though.
But I do love that. But that mall was distinctly reminiscent of that at one point in time.
No
now
question.
Closed. I can't imagine it's gotten better.
There's a thing on YouTube where they go through Century 3. It's a liminal spaces.
Oh, I'm sure.
And, they go through all these, not necessarily haunted, but definitely spooky looking shit like that. You should check it out.
I'm pretty sure they filmed a zombie movie there. So
that would track.
Yeah.
There is also an abandoned mall in Akron, Ohio, which is another place where I'm kind of like in that from that general neighborhood, and that was like straight up like trees growing through it and shit.
Whoa.
It's been abandoned for a hot minute.
It's a terrible shame about the malls around here now, especially that Northway Mall that we talked about, man.
Yeah.
You go get a cigar, hang out, easily spend a couple hours just joking around. Now you go to Nordstrom and get a white V-neck T-shirt on a wooden hanger for $85.
Yeah.
What a bargain.
There's not a whole lot I miss about malls personally, but yeah, I mean, my childhood mall in Ohio has gone really through the ringer. They're squeezing the last couple pennies out of that thing, but... Well, that being said, how was your week this week, Tori? Anything exciting to report?
Well, boy, I had a real stunner of a weekend. I had that mental checklist idea, and I was just running through it. Yeah, it was a good feel. It was a really good feel. Yeah, I got my professional license. I needed a whole mess of credits for that, so I knocked out half of what I needed to do in a couple of hours.
Nice.
Yeah, and I went ahead and got that renewed, so that's fabulous. That's one less thing I got to worry about. Yeah, man, it was just you set them up, I'm knocking them down. So
nice.
I was unstoppable. Yeah, it was
transfer some of that energy to Eric.
I was killing it.
Yeah,
dude.
that's great.
I'm loving it.
Jealous. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, among other things, I thought I lost the shirt that E got me for Christmas. I know, I was heartbroken.
I wore mine the other day.
Heartbroken.
Yeah, you were yesterday at the...
I know, I was stoked. Yeah, I was so excited to get it back. I thought I left it at that aforementioned hotel that had pretzel crumbs in questionable places. And I was so upset because I thought I can't imagine how I left it there, but I thought I did because I couldn't find it. And, it ended up in my wife's laundry basket. And like I was telling E, it takes her half a millennia to put away folded laundry.
Sounds right.
Yeah, that's track. So, it was stumbled upon, 3 weeks later from when I did laundry after Christmas.
Eric also was kind enough to get me a shirt. Eric thinks I'm a real chunky boy. Much chunkier than I actually am. He got me like a 4XL. It hangs down to my knees.
I think that shirt fits real nice. At least the shirt you got me. I don't know. I like it.
He got you a normal human size. He got me planet size.
Charlie Green. Ham planet.
I actually got you a large as well, Adam, and it was actually the same shirt as Tori's, but then I decided last minute because your shirt, the shirt you got was actually the one that I sized.
I know, you did.
I sized for AK.
Yes,
and then
Big A as we call him on the show.
But I thought you made it work, even if it comes down slightly to almost to your knees.
Swimming in it.
Well, we've been talking a lot so far about, some of our nostalgic things in the past, and eating in like food courts, things like that, which I think is going to lead us on to a little bit about the sauce we're talking about this week. I think this is one we've been talking about a fair amount before, but this week we are going to be finally trying the Sheetz Jalapeno Ranch sauce. And I know, I have some fond experiences with Sheetz, what I'm sure we will get into at some point during the show.
Oh, yeah.
But I do get some of that like nostalgic memory from the first couple times I ate there, which was a whole bizarre thing. But I was the one that picked this out for us this week here, and it's kind of a unique format for us, which I'm sure we're going to get into. And I have... normally we try to get into a couple of different aspects of the sauces that might be a little bit harder to do with this one in particular. So I would say let's just go ahead and jump right into it, and let's get into the visual description of the outside of the container that the sauce came in this week. Eric, do you want to lead us off with that? This is real easy.
You got a real barn burner this week.
Real easy.
It's a little tough because this is going to be not what the listeners are expecting, that's for sure.
I think it'll be exactly what they're expecting.
Right. As Adam already mentioned, this is a sauce from Sheetz, and
It's probably important to explain what a Sheetz is.
a Sheetz is a convenience gas station,
Yes.
and they also make, I guess, like made to order food.
Yeah. It was originally founded out in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and this is off the top of my head, so I reserve the right to be slightly wrong. But
I think you're right on Altoona.
I'm
he's
quite
right.
confident on that. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. It's like a gas station. They started off with just kind of like your typical gas station stuff, and they slowly started expanding to offer more food options, and then they did start to go more like a fast food type thing, to the point now where I think that it's probably pretty close to like 50-50 people that are getting gas and people that are just getting Sheetz for dinner or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
it's
right.
a drive-by thing. And it's nothing fancy. I would say it's very much like fast food-esque type food, but they do have some more interesting options, and they do cycle through their menu quite a bit. They introduce a lot of new things and retire old things pretty often, kind of like Taco Bell does in a lot of ways. Local-ish chain, but I do think that they have spread pretty far, at least to like along the east side of the country. So
Yeah, I would
They're competing with Wawa's out there
I do know
in
that
Parsippany, New Jersey.
they don't. I know that like Pennsylvania is a good place to get food from there. I think some of the other places they haven't quite nailed the shtick down quite as good as they have here. But yeah, definitely in Pennsylvania, it's definitely a good stop to make for some cheap, inexpensive, pretty decent quality, I think, food.
A variety of which, yeah.
Variety, they do have maybe a little bit more variety than your standard like fast food offerings. I will say you do wait a little bit longer. It's not a drive-through. You do have to go inside and pick it up. Currently, that may change in the future. I wouldn't be surprised.
And the food division is MTO, right? Made to order. So, I mean, there you go. It's not.
And everything's customizable right off the bat. You order through the app, or you can go in store and order it through their little kiosk. Eric's scared of apps, I know, on his phone because they'll download the storage space.
apps, kiosks. Yeah, all that is not really tracking with me. I mean, I've been to Sheetz once.
But ordering
Never went
Chinese
back.
food. Wait, what?
Seriously,
You went there once and never went back.
I've never ate from there until tonight. Since the one time I got a breakfast sandwich
Okay,
there.
I got to hear this story. What happened?
Nothing. The food was fine. I went there with Laura from Home Depot.
You went there one time, and the food was fine. There was no incident. You never went back.
I never went back.
Why?
It's just.
Is there not one near you?
No, there's Sheetz around me. It's just not something that
I sincerely believe you're missing out.
apparently.
And I hope that will be somewhat at least evidence tonight. But before we get any further into that, Eric, will you please describe the fucking sauce container?
So yeah, as you might imagine, when you go and get some to-go food from a kind of like a fast food place, this is in a traditional little 4 ounce. No, it's not even 4 ounce. I think
4
this
ounce.
is 2 ounce little clear
I don't know if that's 2 ounces.
cup. Little.
It's like a little squat shot glass.
Yes, that would be a good.
There
way of
you
describing
go.
It.
It's very similar to the sippy cups that we normally try the sauces in. Just a little bit shorter, a little bit stouter.
A little
That's
bit
all.
shorter.
Clear, yeah.
Yep, and clear, 100% clear with a little ridge top
Snap-on
snap-on lid.
You've seen them a million
Says-
times.
Oh,
It
yeah.
says Solo actually, so I guess it's Solo branded.
If you go to like a Walmart, you can find these on the grocery store shelves.
Mhm.
They sell them just like I've bought those before for little things, but yeah, they work great as like little game containers.
They work good as game containers. They work great for when you're mixing like resins and whatnot because they're you know exactly how many ounces are in there, so you can use your 1-to-1 and whatnot. So
Jello shots.
Jello
Jell-O
shots. Exactly, I've definitely done that before.
A wide range of uses.
But yeah, not a whole lot to describe there. I will say the only note I will give about Sheetz is that their logo is very much like a red on red type of thing. I do want to describe at least the logo for them a little bit there, Eric.
yeah, I'd be happy to. So they have an interesting font. It says Sheetz, and the E's, the center line is
It's Sheetz with the Z.
oh yes, Sheetz with
I
a
think it
Z.
bears mentioning in case
That does.
listeners don't know. It's SHEETZ.
And yeah, the E's have this like the middle line jets out the
It's like a
back
little
side of
devil's
them.
forks
Yeah.
sideways, a little trident.
Oh, yeah.
And so does the H line goes a little bit long too. It has a very modern kind of style to the font, and then it has a yellow banner or like block around it, but it's like on the
It's like someone
above-
pumped up a rectangle with air pressure. It's bulged out in the middle.
kind of. It's bulged out on the top and bottom are bulged out. They're like I guess concave from the
Wrong.
inside of if you're standing inside of it's concave, and then the
I would definitely
convex
say
ones on
that's-
the sides.
Depends on where you're
Right.
standing.
Depends on where you're standing. I'm
I think it
saying
is
from the logo that I was describing.
I think it is a
It'd be-
convex shape.
Concave top and bottom, convex on either side.
You really pushed it there.
We're talking about the logo, so I said it from the logo standpoint. Anyways,
Okay.
I got your back, E.
All right.
thanks.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. It's bulging out from the center. But
That would be equally so. It's not a circle.
I think this was a revelation to me tonight because normally Sheetz, when you order from them, they serve you in these little paper boxes with their logo and stuff on them, and they use some flavor text on them upon occasion. But tonight I noticed they gave it to us in a clear plastic container. I don't know if that's like new packaging they're going towards or if there's something else going on there. I don't know. It does kind of keep your food like steamed rather than letting it kind of like, air out a little bit. I don't know if it keeps it warmer longer or if they were just short on the paper boxes. I don't know. But that's what they served it to us in tonight, which is a bit unusual.
Disappointing. It makes the Instagram pic disappointing.
I know. We really had not much of anything to put on the Instagram. It was a little bit of a disappointment.
I suppose I could talk about the food a little bit. We got tonight, if we want to.
Oh, there you go.
We're still talking about the sauce, motherfucker. We'll get to the food. And now it's time to move on to the visual description of the sauce itself.
And the food.
Tori, would you go ahead and lead us off with that?
Sure. Okay, yeah, so what we have here, it looks pretty ranchy at first glance, but it lacks that creamy, eggshelly white that a lot of ranches have, and minus those flecks, of course, which are always of a dark colored nature. But this particular jalapeno ranch in front of me, it almost has like almost like a yellowish, maybe a tinge of orange. I'm not the color man here. Well, I am the color man, but not in that regard. But so it's sort of an off white and maybe almost like a butterscotchy type of color, I guess maybe is the best way I can describe it. It's not quite a mustard. If it were a mustard, it would be like a Dijon or something like that in color, of course, in the terms of color. But the flecks, unlike a regular ranch, those dark peppery flecks that we would get in a normal ranch, this seems to be of the green and the red variety. And of course, we're talking about jalapenos, so one could only surmise what those flecks are compromised of. But there you have it, man. You have a yellow, butterscotchy, sort of caramely-esque color with some ranch and some flecks in it.
To me, I think it is more orange, and I think it helps. Like, I've seen it in the bottle when they squeeze it out.
Yeah,
I think it's more orange in the bottle when you see a larger quantity of it. And I will say that there is a plethora of particulate matter in this thing.
Quite, I would say so.
And I think that some of that, like you mentioned, Tori, is definitely the jalapeno, but I think there's also your more traditional like ranch seasonings in there, like maybe some dill, things like that. I definitely think and it is loaded with chunk. It is a chunky, light chunk, small chunk, but it is quite heavily laden with the chunk, I will say.
The chunk is ubiquitous.
Of the brown and green and larger red and smaller green and bigger green variety. And it does have a little bit of like a texture to it. It's pretty runny, too, I would say. Mm-hmm. It's not, it's definitely, I'd say ranch-like. It's the same consistency as you would expect from like a Hidden Valley, right?
No doubt. Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, I guess now we've kind of talked about that a little bit. I guess I would be safe now, Eric, for us to move on to what we tasted this on tonight. The tasting articles, as we like to call them here. So what would you...
since you're the one who bought them, do you want to... Since you brought the articles and the sauce...
Sheetz
there you go.
appetizer sampler, because... and here's a key thing. Normally we talk a little bit about the price of this, and I am proud to say I got this tonight for free.
Nice.
One of the other key things that Sheetz does is they give you rewards points, and you can actually churn these reward points in for money off on gas. What I usually end up using them for is free food. So I got an appetizer sampler tonight free with some jalapeno ranch.
Perfect.
I actually got 2 of the appetizer samplers, and I ate one entirely to myself, and I split another one amongst you guys.
Oh, you are a beast.
Now, did they charge you for the sauces? Like, do you have to ask for extra?
They do charge you for additional sauce. I believe it's like 45 cents extra per sauce. And they have kind of a weird ordering scheme where you can order a second, like you pick one sauce for free, and then you can add on more sauces, but I haven't seen a good way to order. I could be totally just missing this obvious thing, but if you want a second jalapeno ranch, that's fine, but I don't think there's an easy way to order a third one after that.
Oh.
Yeah, which was a little bit complicated. So I got 3 different menu items today with jalapeno ranch just to ensure that we definitely would have enough, because this little cup was full tonight. I've gotten them before where they're only half full.
Oh, wow.
So a little stingy with the jalapeno ranch, which you're paying 45 cents for.
Yeah. Ugh.
But usually there's plenty anyways. I will say that Sheetz has a whole host of different sauces. We're only trying one of them tonight. I picked this one in particular because it just so happens to be my favorite. I will say the appetizer sampler that we got tonight, they allow you to have a choice between a few different menu items. Like I said, it does change periodically. The ones that I got for us to try on the show tonight had tater tots in it. it had mozzarella sticks, and it had Wisconsin cheese bites, which are basically deep fried, small deep fried cheese curds, which are one of my particular delicacies that I like there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was damn good. The food now. I mean, well, the sauce too, but the food was outstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really thought so? Huh.
I did, yeah.
You didn't like the food?
I'm a sucker for that type
Was
of
it too
shit,
much
though.
cheese for you, Eric?
Maybe.
That's reasonable.
Maybe it's just too much cheese. I don't know. It's just
What was wrong
it's
about
not
the
my
food?
go-to. No, it's just I would not say that food was like excellent. I would not praise that food.
It's not fine fucking dining.
Well, you
got to
know what you're getting into.
Dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
What is you? I'm speechless. Would you go to
I
McDonald's?
mean, that's like you bring in like, you know.
Would you go to McDonald's and get like a thing of French fries and be like, now this is fine dining. Wow, these fries are so good. I don't understand what you're looking for.
I'm not a big
here.
fast food eater in general. I think we've touched on that on the show before. You guys, have talked about how much
You get
guys
Chinese
like to
food
go out.
5 times a week.
That's true, and Chinese food can be lumped into that fast food
Chinese
category
food
for
is
sure.
equally as fast food as Sheetz is. It's equal.
Okay, well, Chinese
don't
food
like
is
kiosks.
way better
I think
in
you're
my
just
mind
being a contrarian lately.
than these, fast food, deep fried, quick, made to order kind of junk food. Really, I don't know. It's just not my
Junk
thing.
food. Eric, I'm so mad at you. You're going to call this junk food, and you've been known to eat a plain baked potato with bacon bits on it, and you're calling the exact same thing junk food.
Yeah, because it wasn't deep fried.
That's the
potato
difference. Is it deep fried? A potato, if it's not fried, is a wholesome, hearty, healthy meal.
It's a
If
little
it's
more
deep fried,
healthy.
it's junk food.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
pretty much how
I think your baseline is way fucking off.
I like Sheetz food personally. My favorite out there is the buffalo. Well, because everything is customizable.
Yeah, exactly.
I do my take on a buffalo chicken sandwich. So I get the chicken tender sandwich.
Yep.
Buffalo ranch, lettuce, tomato, cheese, all that good shit. And man, I haven't had one in a long while. I'm gonna probably go out and get one tonight.
Shit's good, dude.
It is good.
That's what I'm saying.
Truth be told.
And the thing is, they do have some healthier options. They've got a wide variety of made-to-order salads. They've got wraps. They've got they've got vegetables there. They've got a much larger selection of vegetables than most fast food places do. They've got some other interesting options, and that's what I like about it. It's not all fried junk food, but I mean, honestly, what did you want me to get? You entire one of everything at Sheetz to try, Eric? You want to try some fucking lettuce next?
Back in
Because
the day,
I'll tell you what, you could put this on a salad and it
bet it'd
fucking
be
works.
good.
I've
Yeah,
done
better
it
be
before.
good on salad.
I
would
put
be
this
good.
on the taco salad and it slaps.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.
Back in the day, Sheetz had 2 dogs for $1. Special.
Yeah, exactly. They have all kinds of stuff. One of the things I got tonight to eat was these little sausages wrapped in dough, like about yay long, and they were pretty good. I dipped them in some mustard.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice.
quite good.
Good.
Well, yeah, like this. Well, I'll never go there ever again. I'll just keep eating Chinese, the same Chinese. That's what I like.
I like what I like, I guess.
Jesus
He
Christ,
likes what he likes.
I mean,
You're bizarre. You've
maybe
become such
someday.
you've
Maybe
become
someday
such a
I'll do
contrarian.
Sheetz again. I
You've
don't
become
know.
such a contrarian on the show.
Sheetz is not my jam. That's
You used
for
to be
sure.
more open-minded.
Sheetz is
You
bomb.
made up your mind about this before you even tried it. It's become painfully obvious. You're dead to me. Well, anyways, let's move on to let's move past this whole thing with Sheetz with whatever I got the wrong free food for you, Eric. You piece of dog shit. Let's move on to the initial fucking tasting notes. You want to lead us off, Eric?
Please,
Sure,
yeah,
I'd be
have him
happy
go
to.
first.
Yeah, so I got this
Don't let the dog shit junk food I got.
full little Dixie cup of jalapeno ranch, and tell you what, right now it's totally empty. The cup is pretty well scraped clean.
Yes, you didn't clean it out. Good boy.
The smell is still remnants of, you can smell the jalapeno. I couldn't really taste it. It was very creamy. It was very ranchy like. It was good on the food. I didn't really try this by itself, like on just a toothpick or anything. I didn't lick it out of here to save Adam from
It certainly looks like
being
you did.
frustrated.
You wanted to.
Almost, I wanted to. Yeah.
You came as close as you could. Like a dog in a peanut butter jar.
Right. One of the comments Adam said was, well, you really got to load it up to get that spice. So I dunked a little cut off of my mozzarella stick with a fork, dunked it severely, smothered the thing, coated it thoroughly. I tasted ranch. So
Really?
I don't know if my taster's off or what tonight, but to me, it was orange, pale, very, very pale orange colored ranch with a hint of a jalapeno smell.
Wow.
I'll be honest
Story?
with you. I did eat 2 of these containers of ranch before I came over here, to be fair. But I know that on the first one I tried earlier tonight, I definitely was getting some distinct heat. So I am starting to question you a little bit on that, because I think you and I are generally heatsmen. You know, we're 1-to-1 on heat.
So maybe I ruined it by my choice of dinner right before you guys came here. I had made myself an onion bagel with some thick slabs of ham that were thoroughly coated in Sweet Baby Ray's sweet and spicy sauce.
Maybe.
I was, by the end of the sandwich, my nose was running a little bit, and there was noticeably more heat in that than this. That's all I got. That's from what I got.
Do you want to try the rest of mine? I did not double dip or anything.
I was double dipping like crazy.
All I did was
just a bare.
I just did regular dips. Yeah, use the back of your fork there. Dig in and get a good. Eat the rest of that bowl. Eat it live on the air. Smack your lips. Tori, why don't you go ahead and go on with your tasting notes? We'll let Eric digest. So
Very fair.
Listen to him.
That is A-okay. Yeah, I will go ahead. I think he said a couple of really poignant things, a couple of things that hit home with me, and a couple of things that didn't. So right off the bat, man, I'm hearing that creaminess, man. That is nice, and it is certainly that ranch creaminess that we like. I got a lot of the ranch tang. Also, separate from the heat. Tang was one very separate sensation.
Agree.
And then there was a heat after that. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Maybe the creaminess really killed that heat you have. But man, I was feeling the heat. And I'm a little, I don't know, I've been told I'm a little bit sensitive to that type of thing every once in a while.
You've said so.
Yeah, maybe once.
Although you've also surprised yourself before.
I have. But and this is a very comfortable heat. I mean, I thought it was very pleasant. It was noticeable. No bones about it. It's there, but it's a very pleasant, very nice heat. Something that I like, a heat that you can taste. I don't like a heat that you have to suffer through.
Yep.
I think that's silly. I eat to enjoy things. I don't eat to sweat. I sweat a lot, enough as it is.
As much as you can.
I sweat in the shower. Yeah, I mean, so it happens constantly.
Not in your sauna, but in the shower.
Well, that's overtime sweating in there, baby. But yeah, man. So I thought it was pretty dang pleasant, and I've never had this before. I frequented Sheetz a long time. To give you an idea, back when I was smoking cigarettes, I go and get the lunch of champions. Of course, I would get 2 hot dogs with mustard, ketchup, and onion.
Perfect.
2 for $1. Get my big slam of Mountain Dew. Of course, I think it was like a liter or a liter and a half, something just absolutely ridiculous, and a pack of Maverick Menthol Kings. And that would be my lunch and dinner probably, a couple of years ago. And I never had this, or at least I never paid any attention to it. And boy, what a pleasant surprise. I can't describe it any better than jalapeno ranch.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think they nailed it with this. I mean, I've been very clear about this. This is my favorite sauce from Sheetz. I love this sauce.
It's good.
It is a really good creaminess to it. It goes well with a variety of things. Like I said, it's versatile. You can try it on anything from a salad, throw it on a doggy. They put it on some burgers, I think. It's good on a whole host of things. Like I said, I like it on the Wisconsin cheese bites. I like it on the mozzarella sticks. I like it on the jalapeno poppers. I like it on the tots. It's good on chicken. I mean, I think it goes on pretty damn near everything they've got on the menu. And it is, like I said, it's creamy. It's got that like light orangey color I like. It's got a whole host of flecks in there of different sizes, colors, textures, variety. I think there is actually like some chunk of jalapeno in there.
Absolutely.
I like the texture of it. I like the look of it. I like everything about it. I do think it's got a nice tang to it. It's got like some nice herby notes to it. I think as just a ranch, I would like it better than most ranches. But then when they bring in that color, which I find pleasing, and also that little bit of heat, I find it really knocks it out of the park. And like you said, Tori, it's not. To me, we've discussed this before. This is a type of heat where it would not slow me down regardless of how much or how fast I ate it.
Agreed.
I could just plow through this all day long, which is pretty much what I did tonight. And like you said, it's a perfect heat for tasting. I think it's like enough that you could give it to a small child who's maybe a little bit picky, and they would think, yeah, okay, this is hot, but they would still be edible to them, and maybe get them on that path of liking spicier foods. Maybe something to start Eric's parents off on who are not heat-liking people.
Training wheels.
Right, I'm sure they'd say it's too spicy.
That's what I think. I think it's a good, spicy food for people that don't like spicy food, but, even if someone does like spicy food a lot, it's still got enough of a little kick for me to know it's there. And it's definitely building. It gets you in the back of the throat a little bit. And, I'm a really big fan of it.
With those little baby spoonfuls on the back of the fork there, I did taste a little bit of spice at least. And Adam's cup. Maybe mine was devoid of it. Maybe it was just that extra greasy, delicious food that Adam provided for us that just, they couldn't compete against the grease.
There you go.
Maybe in a salad, maybe on non-breaded, non-deep fried chicken little tender or something, something a little more
That would be good.
Susceptible to some added flavor would make this sauce pop a little more. It definitely didn't do it for me on the food we tried tonight.
Wow.
That junk food. I thought I was going above and beyond. I thought I was getting a variety of things, so you wouldn't be able to complain about it. But you still managed to find a way to complain about the junk food that I brought you, Eric. I don't know what I could have done better besides from bringing you literally one of everything from Sheetz. But I think you're going a little bit too picky. We've tried 50 of the 68 sauces we've tried on chicken nuggets, and I didn't hear any complaints about those.
No, I wonder how the sauce would have compared on chicken nugget. I really do.
Save some. We'll put it on a fucking chicken nugget.
Probably wouldn't have been strong enough to be tasted through the chicken nugget. I don't know. Chicken nugget, just like I said, the sauce is just.
I honestly think you're doing this just to make me mad. Well,
could it be?
No.
Yes, it could.
100%.
And I believe it is.
Brutal honesty from E. Listeners know who to listen to when they want to actually know what the sauce is like.
Oh, shit.
If they want to actually hear a contrarian view.
Throwing haymakers
from
out
somebody
here.
who doesn't like fun. Unfortunately, we're going to have to skip over Eric's favorite segment of the show this week because I can't find the ingredients. I can't even seem to find a good copycat recipe for it. So
I'm whole point down on it right there. No,
I'm
kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
Point down on you. Point down on you as a friend. I honestly have no idea. We kind of speculated. I think we could probably figure it out based on what we were going through there. You know, like it is pretty one-to-one with ranch in a lot of ways. So I think, given that it's, you can probably figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really don't have anything to say as far as that goes, other than our speculations regarding the flex, etc. Blah, 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 blah. Sheetz certainly doesn't want you to know, apparently.
Damn. No copycats. That's crazy. I definitely would have expected some copycats out there.
Let me do a little bit more Googling just to make sure I can't find, they don't have it listed there for health reasons or something.
You know what's sad is I really liked that they were trying it plain by itself. That was really good.
Yeah.
And maybe it'd be really good on like Adam said, on a salad.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that for sure.
Yeah, I've tried Googling this. I definitely can't find anything as far as that goes, ingredient wise. Sorry.
Oopsies.
They are keeping it a top secret and possibly for a good reason. But I did want to go ahead, and I was hoping maybe you guys would kind of share a little bit with this as well. I know Eric kind of already did this, but kind of like your guys' first experience with Sheetz, because I'll be honest with you, when I was when I'm coming from Ohio, we did have one Sheetz near me, and it was just purely a gas station. It was a big gas station, small little store, and I remember when they started kind of rolling out the made-to-order thing, and I just had no interest in that because it's gas station food,
Yeah.
And I think everyone has a good mental image of gas station food, and I will say that this is not that by far. And I would think I would even go so far as to say this is a step above a lot of other fast food places like a McDonald's or something like that.
I think that's very easy to say.
I know to me, the ingredients seem better here. I know I've said this before on the podcast, but honestly, if I want a nice, big, filled burrito like the way that I remember Chipotle used to make them, I don't go to Chipotle anymore. I go to Sheetz. They have a really good, big quesarito, a burrito wrapped in a quesadilla that is hella good. I get it with the pulled pork. I get some pico in there. I get some jalapeno ranch. It's got to have it.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, black beans and rice, and I slather. Yuck. Of course, I know you don't. You're not a beansman, Tori.
No, absolutely not.
I'm a beanie boy though, and I hit it with that Tabasco Chipotle sauce, and I love that stuff. Definitely recommend listeners go back and listen to that episode if they want to try a little mix-up.
They don't have that at Sheetz. You have to get that sauce yourself.
I have that at my home in industrial quantities for that exact reason, so I can use an entire bottle on a burrito. But they do have a burrito the size of a small child, I will say.
Damn.
So I avoided Sheetz. When I first moved to Pennsylvania, I avoided Sheetz for many years because my memories of it were of a gas station in Ohio. And I've been to eaten a lot of gas station food, and it's its own thing, but I wouldn't intentionally go there for dinner. And I remember I was dating a girl at one time, and we were actually driving out to Altoona. And she was from Altoona, and she was a great lover of Sheetz. And I was like, oh, you like this trash food from a gas station, much like Eric's opinion is.
Right.
And she finally convinced me on a drive out to Altoona to go to her hometown where the original big Sheetz is. And we stopped there, and I think I got a burrito, among other things. And I was eating it on the drive out there, and I remember it was amazing. I was awestruck. I remember I was listening to a podcast, one of the first podcasts I ever listened to, The Dollop. I was listening to an American history podcast. Definitely check that out. I mean, I'm sure that people have heard of that. It's a pretty major one. I was driving out there, listening to The Dollop, smashing on some Sheetz, and I remember when I got there, because we weren't riding together, when I got there where she was, I said to her, you know what? That last little bit of that drive really changed my mind. You know, you really sold me on Sheetz. This is actually a really great thing. And I remember it had a fond place in my heart ever after that. It's still a happy memory for me. And at one point, I think I gained solidly 20 pounds in a year from eating. I lived down the road from a Sheetz, and after that, I hammered down pretty hard on it. I know I was working a lot of overtime at a job for a little while, and that was a convenient thing to stop and get on the way home. And man, did I hammer down on the Sheetz. I will say that. I've since tapered off, and it's become more of an occasional treat for me. But yes, I have a lot of fond memories of Sheetz. But what about you, Tori? Anything to share on that?
As do I, man. I have very fond memories of Sheetz. It sounds like we're getting plugged by Sheetz here,
right,
on this show. They
could be a sponsor for us. I'd allow it.
Yeah, right.
They've got lots of other good sauces we can try.
True. I mean, we're just lauding the hell out of them. But yeah, I mean, Sheetz has always been, of course, I grew up around here, and so Sheetz has always been sort of a staple in and out of my childhood. What sticks out in my mind specifically is when they built one, the one that's there now. It's the closest to my house, and as a promotional thing, they said, hey, you get a card in the mail, and you get a free fountain drink anytime you want, anytime.
That's awesome.
And it was good for like 30 days or something like that. And so me and another friend we both got one. I mean, so we looked for reasons to go on this particular road, and cash in and get the double gulp Mountain Dew or what have you.
For that month at least.
Yeah, for that, I mean, we hammered it. I mean, we still laugh about it, now. Because we were putting down, I mean...
Was this AK?
Mm-hmm.
This was Big A, and he's been on the podcast before? Yep. I figured as much.
Yep.
He's a Mountain Dew boy.
Oh, yeah, and we put a hurtin' on it. I mean...
Made him regret it.
Any reason we could find.
They discontinued that promotion.
Yeah, right.
You guys.
Get one, get a beverage container, go back in, cash it in. I mean, it was just good, out of control. But so that was certainly wasn't my first memory, but I will say by far my fondest memory. And I see the hook. I mean, they get you in, all of a sudden you're buying a pack of cigarettes, you're buying a bag of chips, whatever the case may be, maybe a lottery ticket, who knows. I mean, so
the fountain drinks essentially cost them nothing.
Right, yeah, a couple pennies, exactly.
Yeah, they cost them the cup.
So yeah, man, that's definitely my fondest memory, and man, I pulled that lever any chance I could get.
I will say Sheetz has really excellent promotions. They've always got, I mean, I can't tell you how much free food I've gotten from Sheetz. I've gotten some other, freebies from them because they do like promotional things like, hey, claim this thing and stop in and get it for free.
That's a reason I should like the place. But I've never seen a freebie promotional from Sheetz, but maybe they just don't have
Get the app, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Get the
Give
app.
you a reason to go down. I know it's really fun because I used to go in there and stop in and get like coffee or some stuff on the way to work sometimes. And just because of the way the reward system works there, one out of every few times they're like, hey, you want your coffee for free? Fuck yeah, I do. You walk out there a little bit of a happier man,
Yeah,
right?
It is a nice thing.
And I do have lots of like good things to say about Sheetz. And you know what? I will say this too. Before, right now we're in kind of a labor shortage, but before that even started, Sheetz was offering a damn good wage for the type of work that they were doing. I would say they were one of the leaders in that industry, them along with like Aldi's, paying an actually like somewhat livable wage to people in that type of a position. And I have to give them, some serious kudos for that.
My coworker's son worked at a Sheetz throughout his entire college, and yeah, he loved it. And then after college, before he found himself a career job, he stayed with Sheetz because, hey, they do pay pretty darn well. And I guess it's not that bad of a company to work for. I don't know. I mean, my earliest memory of Sheetz, I remember one coming to Medina, my hometown, and so I remember one coming in. I think I was still in middle school, probably. And I remember them when they first came in. Of course, when they open up a new gas station, you always got like cut your gas prices to attract people to try your station out, right? So I remember us always going there just to get fuel first, and then doing some road trips and whatnot. I remember hitting up in high school when the cross country team would go out on meetups for runs. We would oftentimes stop at a Sheetz, and some people would order food, and I would just get a coffee. So coffee seemed safe relatively. So, yeah, I'd say the first half dozen times I've been to a Sheetz, it was getting coffee. And then Laura, which was just, this was only, I guess it was about 6 years ago, probably.
This was only 6 months, years ago.
Yeah, it only seems like yesterday, but yeah, Laura and her husband, Don, we were all going to Ohio Pile, and we stopped there at a Sheetz for breakfast, and she was like, oh, do you want to get anything? And I was like, not really. She was like, oh, you gotta try this. I'm like, okay. So I tried a sandwich, and it was okay.
Sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant, and with that breakfast blend in the morning, that coffee is bomb.
Dude, they've got a really good breakfast pizza, too. Like, I think one of the best small breakfast pizzas going, for being honest.
I think it was like a flatbread kind of thing, or some flatbread sandwich, sausage.
It wouldn't be a show about Sheetz food without one of my dad's favorite quotes about Sheetz, which I think pretty much sums up most Ohioans' mentality around Sheetz, without being as engulfed in the culture of it as we are out here in Pennsylvania. But my dad would always say, Sheetz, our sandwiches give you the sheets. And for the people who have met my dad, that will make perfect sense. But yeah, so yeah, those are some of my thoughts on Sheetz. And like I said, I like a lot of things about them. I think they're pretty cool. I mean, don't eat there every day, but honestly, Eric, I think I would implore you to go down there one night, get a sampler of the type of food that you consider not to be junk food, and of which they have.
I'm sure they
have
salads,
foods to satisfy all palates there. And, get a few different things, try them out, see what you like. I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised.
And try out some of the other sauces. I'd be certainly intrigued to see what else they have.
They have a whole host. I can't go through the whole lineup, but they've got I did have a little side of marinara today as well. They've got one that's called a boom boom sauce, which is kind of good. They've got a couple different barbecue sauces. One I know that is a habanero sauce. They've got a whole host of different sauces. I've tried the majority of them. They've got a couple different barbecue sauces. Most of those are a little bit too sweet for me, not enough like the smokiness. But I think I've tried darn near every sauce that they make, and they make a lot of good ones. This, like I said, I've kind of defaulted to this now because it is my favorite, but they're all worth trying.
Cool. Sounds neat.
I think with all that being said, I think it's time for us to move on to the ratings portion of the show.
No, man.
All right. I think I'm going first, right?
No, I think I'm going to go first because I think I've been the most transparent about it. And then I think we'll go to Tori, and then I think we'll go to you because I've got a little surprise for you, Eric. Something I want to mention to you. So,
jeez.
I think Ghost Paul's making a reappearance.
No, Ghost Paul. I've saved him in reserve only for the algorithms. Eric has broken.
You said his name twice, and you said the magic A word. He has to come out now.
If you say it 3 times, that's when he's stopped.
Oh.
He can let him take a break. Let him take a little nap.
Oh, geez.
He's getting a nice late Christmas nap.
Yeah, geez, he's been snoozing for a minute now.
I know. So for me, like I said, I'm not even, without even wrapping up all my fond memories, like I said, this sauce to me really hits the spot. It's good on so many different things. It's simple, but it's, got some good heat to it. Like I said, you can try it on practically anything on the menu. From Mexican food, their burritos, to a salad, to their appetizers, to their chicken. Almost on their burger. Literally almost everything. Pretzels. I don't know what else you want.
Pretzels.
I've tried this on. I truly have tried this on damn near every menu item they have, and with all the stuff it's packing, the color I love, the flavor, the texture, the little speckles in there. I can't think of a single way to improve this sauce. 10 out of 10.
Oh, jeez.
Pass it off to Tori.
Oh man. Oh, man, this is not easy.
Don't let me color your judgment, so that's my thoughts.
No, I agree with you on a lot of points.
Let me remind you that I got this for free.
Oh, geez, now you're talking my language. I think I agree with you, man, on a lot of points. I think you make a lot of really sound points about this. It's damn good. There's really no way to slice it other than that. Oh, man, this is a tough one. I know it don't make a difference what I say because he's going to tank it any which way I say it, so I might as well just go for broke. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. It's good. It's a 10. I like it. It's good.
Yeah. Okay.
My co-hosts are totally insane.
Oh.
It's going on to Eric's rating. Now, before we go on to your rating...
Oh, jeez.
I'd like to go back and I'd like to remind you of something, Eric.
Wait, can I tell you my story first? What do you want to... Is this going to directly affect what I'm going to rate it?
I want to tell you this story before you give your rating.
All right, before I give my rating, I'll give another story.
Oh, man.
Okay?
Do you want to give your story now?
Yeah,
and,
I'm going to give my
hold off
story
on your
first.
rating? Okay,
Yeah,
give your
and I'm
story,
going to hold off on the rating.
Tell you what I'm going to tell
Okay.
you. Okay.
A place that I like to frequent that is fast food, but maybe not, deep fried junk food, as I like to call it, is Subway.
Okay.
And when I go into Subway, my number one favorite sauce that I get is the Southwest Chipotle Ranch.
That is my favorite sauce there as well.
It's my favorite sauce.
It's good.
It's great. It looks kind of like this sauce. A little bit more orange, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit more flavor, I think.
Ooh.
I think it's done a little bit better than this Sheetz.
Oh, no.
Okay, Adam, what's your story? What's your story, Adam?
I think that's a different style of thing altogether, to be quite honest
No,
with
it's
you.
not. They're very similar.
I've never had it from Subway.
I'll be honest, man. If we can get like a side of that, I strongly disagree with you. That
Okay, what's your
Southwest
story?
sauce is much more of like a sweet, tangy type of thing. It's almost like a French, like Thousand Island dressing almost type thing.
No, it's spicy. It's got spice in it.
There's no spice in it at all. This has way more spice in
Oh,
it.
man.
Wow.
I always get the tuna fish out there with avocados, so I don't know.
Here's what I want to remind you of, Eric.
What you going to
Oh,
remind
What I want to
Jeez.
remind you of. A little bit before, not that long ago, a few weeks ago, the thing that gave me the very idea to try the Sheetz Jalapeno Ranch, especially this soon coming up, was that it harkens back to when we were doing our New Year's episode, our New Year's Eve episode specifically. We had a special sauce for a special occasion, and that particular one was a Sir Kensington special sauce. Now, you may or may not remember, Eric, but I will replay it at this point in the podcast. I will put some music over it so listeners can tell it's
my
old.
Goodness.
But I made you do a recipe because you had some very specific complaints about Sir Kensington's special sauce, and I made you create your own special sauce, and you described exactly how you would make it better.
Uh-huh.
And what you did was you turned
start
these
with
Sir
ranch.
Kensingtons. Yes, you didn't want to do it with the mayonnaise. You didn't want to do it with the sour cream. You wanted to start with ranch, and you wanted to make it spicier. And you went through a whole iteration of things. I'm gonna apply the sound here. Guess what I'm gonna
played
do
right
here
into
this
it.
week, Eric?
Probably a special sauce of my own.
Hey, you got it. You're only two constraints, Eric. You bitched a lot about special sauces. You bitched a lot about Sir Ken's. You did them dirty here, I think. And you seem to be pretty cocky about this. So all I'm saying here's what I want you to do. Two constraints. You got to make a special sauce.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be orange. It has to be that same color of orange
Simple.
that I like.
Uh-huh.
And it has to be something good that would go on burgers. It has to be.
Dude,
has
you'll
to be,
crush this.
Has to
Oh,
be
yeah.
a replacement.
Look.
And listen, has to be a replacement for special sauce, and it can't. You had some very specific complaints, like things about like you don't like the mayo and shit in it,
Right.
so you can't use
Just
those
sub
things
those
that you
out?
complained about.
Yeah, I could just sub those out basically and make my version of a special sauce, right?
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't put lemon juice or any of that like vinegar stuff in there. So
You can't just read through their ingredient list and eschew the things you don't want.
I'm
No
going
eschewing.
to say we're going to use
Put that bottle down. I don't even want you cheating.
No cheating.
You're shitting on your Sir Ken, so don't look to them for inspiration now. You gotta make
No,
your
I'm
own
trying to figure out
special sauce.
what's a good like ranch base. So like
Okay.
we can start with like a milkier, runnier sauce, right? More of a ranch.
I don't know. You tell
base.
me.
I don't know exactly what makes a ranch. Like, is there an oil or something? I'm sure there's
I'm
oil
certain
in
there's
there.
oils in it.
Herbs.
Probably
Herbs,
mayonnaise.
spices, water. Some ranches do use mayonnaise.
Okay,
but
so you're starting off with like a Hidden Valley Ranch,
you
essentially.
can start with like a
homemade
Hidden
ranch.
Valley Ranch and just amp it up with more garlic, more paprika. Just gonna give it that orange color.
Paprika.
More spice,
Papa.
some more jalapeno peppers. Give that more, even maybe put a little bit of habanero pepper in there. Maybe a little bit of carrot, which we all know how much I like carrots. Pureed carrot in
All
there.
right,
That
all right.
amp that orange flavor. Still gives it an earthy flavor too. And what else am I missing here? Salt, of course. You're gonna need some salt in there. And
No relish or any sorts. Or anything.
heck no, keep that shit away.
Stop
keep
looking
the
at their
lemon
ingredients,
juice
you
away.
piece of shit. Put the
Oh,
bottle
yeah.
down.
Yeah, a little bit of mustard in there would be great too. A little bit of mustard and mustard seed.
You lost me at mustard, bro.
I love how he shits on
I
the
was there
sauce.
mustard. There's mustard in here, bro.
He shits on their
Yeah,
sauce.
but that don't have ranch in it too, bro.
He shits on their sauce and proceeds to steal half the ingredients from his.
Because it's halfway good, or almost, not really, but it's only a third of the way good. But I can steal a third of their ingredients. You know,
I don't know, man. I don't know if that was your strongest. I was expecting something a little bit better than that, Eric.
you made it too easy. I guess I don't know. I mean,
No,
yeah,
I think
carrots,
you made it too easy. I gave you a
ranch,
good challenge.
garlic, pepper, paprika, jalapeno peppers.
Paprika.
Make it spicy. Make it flavorful.
You don't really
That's
want
what I
a
like.
special sauce.
That's my version of special sauce.
You want just like a jalapeno,
like a creamy jalapeno.
ranch. You want like jalapeno ranch is what you want.
Yeah, with orange coloring. Perfect.
You want orange jalapeno ranch. So
Perfect.
Sheetz makes that. Did you know that?
No, I did not know.
Sheetz
that.
makes
I don't
an
go to
orange
Sheetz
jalapeno
either.
ranch, which is amazing.
Is
But
it?
it's not a special sauce. It's really good though. We should try it sometime.
All right. You know what's really funny?
You explicitly, to a T, described this sauce as being your own creation, idealized version of a better version of Sir Kensington special sauce to a T.
Yep.
So I'm going to make you eat your words here, Eric, but
I think
it's
what's
now
really
time
funny.
for your rating.
What's really funny is because the listeners are only kind of like
I'm going to replay it for the
they're
listeners
only kind of
on
like,
this episode.
Like think they know what you guys are because you guys keep seeing all my like facial expressions, my hand gestures and whatnot, right? Okay.
I don't know nothing.
Here's my rating. The Southwest Chipotle is better at Subway, and I would give that an 8, and this comes in a solid 7 for me. Like a creamy jalapeno.
ranch. You want like jalapeno ranch is what you want.
Yeah, with orange coloring. Perfect. 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 Perfect.
You are fucking dead to me. Listen, this is logic. I just wanted, for the listeners, I want to state this because this was a little bit of a setup because I'll be honest with you, Eric. We've talked a lot about what would be a perfect 10 for everyone on the show. And I know for me, this was a perfect 10. Tori said this was a perfect 10. You described your own best version of a sauce, and this is literally it to a T, and you're giving it a 7.
Because it's not a type of sauce I like.
I am
I've
going to
also said-
empirically say you are wrong.
I've also said on this show that I do not like ranch.
You want orange jalapeno ranch.
Perfect. If I was to
You
grade,
said you would make it a ranch.
if I was
That's what
to,
you
if I
said
was
you
to
would
grade
do.
ranch dressing, I've said on another
I'm
show.
going to play it for the listeners. They're going to know you're wrong.
I've said on the past one when we were trying ranch sauces or comparing ranch. I said,
Eric.
I think a ranch is like a good 4. Like I don't care for ranch.
Eric, I've asked you before, what is... I one of these days,
Because
I would love... for the sake of the listeners, we've been edging them along for 68 episodes now. One of these days, I would like for them to hear what a perfect sauce from us is. And you're going to give this a 7.
Yes. Perfect. Well, this definitely comes in as 7. Perfect. Which is
Your
way
only
higher
thing you would
than
say
you
is
probably
that
were thinking.
you think Subway is making a better sauce than this.
Oh, I do for sure.
Dog shit Subway. Lowest common denominator food. Like 5 steps below this as far as quality is concerned. You're saying that they're shitty fucking Chipotle. Okay, listen. I'm going to tell you this. Your next assignment is you have to bring in some of that.
Okay.
You have to. I don't care what you need to do. Go get a salad, but you must get 3 containers of this for us to fucking try.
You must.
After all this effort I went through to get Sheetz and to prove you fucking wrong with your own words, and you're going to give us a 7, we are going to do it head to head, and I'm going to prove you wrong, and I want you at that point to amend. If you try this and you change your mind, I want you to retroactively give this Sheetz sauce a 10. Because you're fucking wrong, and I believe that to my heart and core.
Or maybe a higher rating. Maybe not necessarily a 10, but I think a higher rating.
No, a 10.
You're out of your mind.
I truly want to know what can ever possibly be rated as a perfect 10 by all 3
What
of us.
really sucks is I'm going to have to go back now and like listen to the episodes where we talked about ranch sauce to prove to you that I said a ranch is a 4. Perfect.
I'm going to replay your very own words in this episode so the listeners can hear you describing this exact fucking sauce the way we described it, the way you yourself described it.
I'm anxious to hear this now.
Yes.
I want to hear
I'm
this.
going to play it for listeners of the episode because you
Creamy
described...
jalapeno
That's
with
right,
some
got
ranch
this
on
idea.
it.
You want orange jalapeno ranch.
Perfect.
You described this literal sauce.
Like a creamy jalapeno.
Ranch. You want like jalapeno ranch is what you want.
Yeah. With orange coloring. Yeah.
He's never here
As
plotting
your
this.
own perfect recipe.
You gave me a goal for not the perfect recipe. You
I
gave me
said
a goal for
take
this
that
type
sauce,
of sauce.
and make it good. I think you gave the
made it
special sauce
better.
a 7.
Did I give it a 7? I
I
probably
think
did.
you did. And then you're saying that this sauce, which is literally your own verbatim way to make that sauce better, is the same. Bullshit. You're wrong. Empirically, Eric.
Yeah, and so like just regular Italian dressing, like cheapo, like all these Italian
We're
dressing,
ending the podcast.
way better than
It's
any
over.
ranch.
We're ending the
way better than
podcast.
any ranch in
This
my
is it.
mind.
We're dead. No, I truly answer me this question.
What's a 10?
Here's the thing.
You're asking.
Has Eric ever given a sauce a 10?
No, I don't think so. No.
Would you give the raspberry chocolate sauce?
I think he may have given it a 10. That's what I was trying to remember.
I think I gave
no,
it a
he
9.
did give that a 10. I think because that was the one I went back and edited the soundbite of him over the Duke's Mayo saying I did the alternate reality. You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he did give that one a 10, but Eric hasn't. That was like episode 5, and Eric hasn't given anything a 10 since then. I think he's just become so contrarian about everything that he can't ever possibly give anything a 10 again.
Well,
I just want to
10's
know.
pretty high.
I just want to know, what is a sauce in your mind that could because I'm really trying to come up. This was my best effort that I had in my entire universe to come up with a sauce that was a perfect 10. And I'm asking you, if this is not it, what is it?
Just a simple zesty Italian dressing might be...
Zesty Italian dressing,
Yeah.
you think would be a perfect 10 for all three of us?
I'm gonna bang my head against the wall.
No, I know for a fact that our tastes are never going to line up for a
No,
three-way
you are
10.
making it that way. That is what I am saying.
Oh, okay.
You are making it that way.
Yeah.
This sauce is perfect.
The things I like are obviously not the things that you like.
I hope Sheetz sends a hitman to your house and takes care of you for this. This sauce is perfect.
Okay.
And if you're going to talk, you're going to say some fucking
sure
garbage Subway sauce. I love that. Don't get me wrong.
I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Chipotle Southwest sauce is always what I get.
Dog shit
is
Subway,
always,
but I love it.
Is always what I get from Subway. But if I had the option, I would get this instead.
No, I think I would get Subway instead.
No, you're fucking wrong. You need to bring that in. We'll do a rating. And I want you to eat your own fucking word because you're wrong. This sauce is better. You said you didn't taste the heat either, which tells me you're just straight up lying.
No, I didn't taste the heat.
You have COVID.
Okay.
I guarantee you come out where you have COVID in the next 2 weeks. I guarantee it. Because you're fucking wrong. And then we're going to do this whole episode over again and you're giving it the right rating.
The right one.
The one I tell you to. God damn it, Eric. This is horse shit. There needs to be an episode where we have a perfect 10 on something. I'm trying not to force it and shoehorn it, but this was the closest I could come without straight up telling you have to rate it a 10. The listeners want 10s, damn it!
Yeah,
They need to know what the perfect sauce is!
That's I don't even think the listeners want to know what we think of the perfect sauce is.
You know
'Cause
what?
They're just going to go and they're going to try
I
it and
think
be
we need to
sorely
start-
disappointed.
I think we need
know?
to start some kind of veto power thing where if two of us strongly feel that Eric is sabotaging, we can just overrule him and it's a 10.
Oh, wow.
I should have brought a guest on so we could have had 3 10s versus Eric. Oh, I think it's a 7. It's okay, but it's like a 7. The Chipotle fucking slutway sauce is way better.
Italian dressing's way better. I mean,
Eric,
if by this logic, if we're just thinking about what would
you
I
honestly
prefer
think,
to put on a
you
on a
honestly
salad,
think Italian dressing
just
is better.
Italian dressing.
Zesty.
You
You gotta be
honestly think,
zesty.
I think even regular Italian
the
dressing.
$1 bottle from
Yeah, absolutely.
You're out of your mind, bro.
It's just what I prefer. That's
you're
what I
fucking
like.
wrong.
If I was given the option, I would go with the Italian dressing.
There's something wrong with you. You've lost all objectivity. You're so far up your own meta ass. You have no concept of what reality even is anymore at this point. I truly think you're just doing this to make me mad. I believe that from the bottom of my heart.
Wow. No, it's nothing against you.
It's working.
I'm just trying to be honest. Just trying to be an honest reviewer.
The listeners
That's all.
will know. The listeners will know the truth. That's all that really matters, I guess. At the end of the day, listeners, I want you to.
I think the listeners have their own viewpoint on what
still listening
you're
this far
about.
in the show, I want you guys to all understand that this sauce is a 10. Duke's Mayo is a 10.
Definitely.
Eric is full of horse shit. Don't listen to him. These are pivotal sauces that changed my life, And what I'm saying here is that
Wow.
Eric giving them a 7 is just straight up dog shit.
It's insulting.
Yeah, it's insulting. We're being honest. Eric is wrong. Don't listen to him. Veto. This is a perfect 10. I'll put it in the spreadsheet as whatever bullshit Eric sends me in the show notes, but I'm telling you, listeners, for all intents and purposes, this is as close to a 10 as you're going to get.
Yeah, do yourself a favor. Give it a spin.
Yes,
It's pretty
Mayo,
damn good. Yeah.
Or go to Chipotle, or go to Subway. Yeah, whatever.
Go to Subway
God, I
and get a
hate you.
tuna fish sandwich. Get it with olives and onions and avocados. Oh, it's too good. I love it.
Go to Subway. Subway is it's not even mediocre. It's not even good enough to be mediocre. I will eat it. Don't get me wrong. But do you know how much it is for a fucking sandwich at Subway anymore? The whole $5.
Yeah, that's horseshit. Totally.
It's now $11. Yeah, that's fucked up, bro. I had a $20 gift card someone gave me, and I thought, oh great, that's a week's worth of food. 2 fucking sandwiches. No, that's dog shit. And I had to pay. I had 2 sandwiches, and I still had to pull out my credit card. That is being fucked. There is not. When you consider that I got this shit for free from Sheetz, That is absolute horse dog shit.
Now you got them all revved up.
I got
Look what you did.
horse
Say,
dog
Look what you
A
did.
week ago, I got my
absolute horse dog
$5
shit.
foot long. It's called using a coupon.
I got to drive
No,
home with
that's
this
not
maniac
it.
now.
That's horse shit. Bullshit. I used a coupon this and they fucking gave it to me.
Yeah, how about that?
I didn't have to pull out a piece. I didn't have to pull out my scissors. It's on the fucking phone. It's here. Here's
They
free
drug
shit.
it out of the bottom.
Here's free shit, motherfucker.
They drug it
Good
out of the
shit,
bottom
by
of
the
the
way.
deep
Free
fryer, and
shit.
they're like, "Oh, here you go.
I'm
Here's
gonna
some
push
crap."
you into the bottom of the deep fryer and hold you ass there until you worship this fucking sauce. You fucking Neanderthal. Serenity now.
Dude, I think you had to know.
I knew he was going to sabotage it, but that's why I knew he was going to sabotage it in advance. That's why I orchestrated this so that he will be inconsistent and listeners will know the truth that he is truly full of dog shit. It's not just me losing my shit for no reason.
Perfect.
Because he is going to describe. You're going to hear his exact words. The listeners heard it 20 minutes ago at this point. But
Right.
you're going to hear his exact words describing this sauce.
That was a sauce challenge to come up with a sauce that was similar to the special sauce, which was
I said take special sauce and make it good. I don't remember my exact
Okay.
words, but that was something similar. The listeners will know my exact words because they will have just heard it again. They heard it
Verbatim.
like 3 weeks ago. They're going to hear it again.
Yeah, I wish I had listened to that a little more closely at the time, and I would have said, "Oh yeah, well, okay, we'll just do a completely different
You
sauce."
didn't
then.
listen to it. You said it, motherfucker.
Oh, that's right, because we even said, it has to, even Tori remembered thinking, it has to have mayo in it.
You had some very specific complaints, like things about like you don't like mayo and shit in it.
Right.
So you can't use
Just
those
sub
things
those
that
out?
you complained about.
You're like,
No.
no, it doesn't have to have mayo.
I gave you very
but it has to
open-ended.
have that creaminess. No, you really didn't.
So you can't use
Just
those
sub
things
those
that
out?
you complained about. I said it
But
had to be.
that's okay.
I said it had to be. I can't just say like make any sauce, Eric. That's not a good recipes. Hey, Eric, here's the recipes. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Here's a
That's not fun.
recipes.
Make me dollar store Italian dressing, Eric. Fucking kill me. You know,
best.
Jesus.
It's the best.
Make me the best sauce on the planet. Go to fucking Subway and get it.
Dollar store.
Okay, my blood pressure is. I'm going to faint. So let's just bring this back down to reality. We're not going to do any more fun segments because I'm angry.
Take a shot of jalapeno ranch to cool down.
I wish I hadn't given
Double
Eric.
dip
I wish
that.
I hadn't wasted my free ranch and given it to Eric just for him to give it this dog shit rating.
That's 45-cent ranch that wasn't free. Yeah.
Oof. Okay, calm down. He's not worth it. He's not worth the jail time. He's not worth the jail time. Okay. As we come to the end of this episode, possibly the end of the podcast.
The judge, I think, would agree with you. He'd be like, yeah, this sauce is a 10. He's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Case
Eric-
dismissed.
He deserved it. He had it coming. He had it coming. There is audio evidence there, and the listeners will hear it. They'll know the truth. They'll know that I'm vindicated. That's all that's really important at the end of the day, is that at least my word is pure, even
Wow.
if Eric's is literal dog shit.
Wow.
But anyways, with that being said, share some more dog shit with us, Eric. Give us some closing thoughts.
Sure. My closing thoughts for
Oh.
the end of January here was actually supposed to be closing thoughts from last week, but I kind of screwed them up last week because I couldn't remember what I was going to do. But this time I wrote myself a note, which is suggested
good.
by Tori, which is always,
I like hearing
he's
that.
got the big brain there.
Yeah.
So it's to, you have all that time with the holidays and everything. You're spending time with family, maybe the close friends, but maybe you've forgotten some of those like secondary friends and whatnot. So remember to spread out there and, visit those that you're not visiting as often.
Did Colleen reach out to you too?
No, I'm thinking of
Oh.
Scott and Claire,
Oh,
actually.
yeah, that's
I
true,
really
too.
need to say hi to them and go visit. So
That's fair.
anyways, and other friends too. Scott-
Shout out on the
Scott-
show. Scott and
Shout
Claire.
out.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should get Scott and Claire on here.
They have listened to the show.
I don't know if they would like being on here. Probably too much
probably
yelling
not.
for them.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That's really my words of advice, and now we can move on to
That is good advice.
the
though.
listeners'
That was
favorite,
probably your best closing thoughts you've given like in the past 6 months. That was
Aw.
good. That was good advice, Eric.
and also your close friends that you do hang out with all the time will understand if you
No, they won't.
decide not to
No,
go and hang out with them on a Friday
no,
to
not,
go see
absolutely,
someone else.
No, wrong.
All right,
Absolutely not.
now that I can
Now, Simon.
sabotage that and upset Adam some more.
No. Okay.
We can move
You know
on.
what? Yeah, I was so angry at you. You redeemed yourself a 10th of a degree, and then you were right back again. So you're dead to me.
We're
Anyways.
all from grace.
It's just like Tori said, Eric.
It was so
you're
easy
like,
to do.
You're like that person like, hey, come have fun with us, Eric. Like, oh, no, I'm going to sabotage having fun just to make you angry. And it's like, hey, Eric, let me help you get your life together. No, fuck you. Haha, I'm getting one over on you, but I'm going to wreck my life. Like Tori said. You love doing this
That's
shit.
never my thought process
You're like,
at all.
how can I make someone else angry at all cost?
Nana, nana, boo boo. I'm gonna F up my
I'm
life.
gonna F up my life just to spite you.
Watch me go.
Crazy.
All right, Tori,
Crazy.
give us some touching thoughts, please.
Wow.
Please redeem this episode some way.
Oh, boy. Well, I have for you something very special, and I really hope you guys are excited about it as much as I am. What I have in mind is something special, and it was imparted upon me. And yes, it's a 5-part mini-series. This, of course, being week 1, and we're going to go through, probably all through February, I would imagine. But yeah, when we wrap up, it's all going to come together, and we're going to have little lessons, through each week, and then it's all going to culminate on the 5th week. So I'm really, really excited about it, and I hope you are too. So the first week in my mini-series, we're going to take a look at the word think, T-H-I-N-K, and each week we're going to look at one letter of that word. Today we're going to look at T. So when you use your mouth and you speak to others, it's important you ask a question. Is it true? Because truthfulness is the key. And my grandmother, many, many moons ago, she said lies have very short legs. And that's the most truthful thing, that's the most honest thing I ever heard in my life. Because one lie begets another lie, begets another, and so on and so forth. So before you open your mouth, this whole series is about things to do before you open your mouth. Take this one to heart after that 7 rating. But you want to ask yourself, is what I'm saying true?
Or is it literal dog shit?
Or is it literal dog shit, phony baloney, false, whatever. But, so before you speak, ask yourself, is this true? That's the T in think. This is week 1. Stay tuned for H, which will be next week. And we're going
How to get some hoes.
We're going to talk about H. So stay tuned. I'll be really excited to have you, and hopefully you take something away from it. And that'll do it for me. And of course, as always, we love you, and you're so handsome and you're so pretty, and we're proud of you. So good night.
Wow. This was quite an episode. One that I'm sure will live on in infamy, much like the Duke's Mayo, in moments that maybe, like one of my relatively good friends, a little bit less. But anyways, thank you guys all for listening so much. We appreciate it. And as always, we will catch you next week.
Oh no, it's the end of the show. Thank goodness there's several other episodes waiting just for you. Check out our Instagram. We like to have some fun over there. We post the sauce bottle pics if you're curious, and the occasional meme. That's going to be Sauce Spoken official. Despite our humble nature, we are accepting donations, believe it or not. Look us up on PayPal. That's going to be @SauceSpoken. Hey, and if you like what you hear, grease those palms, babe. Lastly, roll up your sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty. It's softSpoken.wordpress.com. We have show notes and details. Check it out. Share us with a family member or a friend. If you're enjoying it, I'm certain they will too. Good night.